Difference between front-end developer and back-end developer. Front-end development is the part of web development that focuses on creating the user interface and visual design of a website or web application. Front-end developers use web technologies such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create responsive and interactive web pages that users can interact with. Front-end development typically involves working closely with designers to implement the visual design of a website, as well as collaborating with back-end developers to ensure that the front-end and back-end of a web application work seamlessly together. Some of the key responsibilities of a front-end developer include developing and implementing the layout and design of a website or web application using HTML and CSS, creating interactive elements on a website using JavaScript and other web technologies, ensuring that the website or web application is responsive and accessible on different devices and screen sizes, collaborating with designers and backend developers to ensure a consistent user experience across a website or web application. Front-end development is an important part of web development, as it plays a critical role in creating engaging and user-friendly websites and web applications. HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, is a markup language used to create the structure and content of web pages. HTML is a core technology of the World Wide Web and is essential to creating websites. HTML uses a system of markup tags and attributes to define elements such as headings, paragraphs, lists, links, images, and forms on a web page. Web browsers use the HTML code to interpret and display the content of a web page to users. HTML has evolved over time, with new versions and features being introduced periodically. The latest version of HTML is HTML5, which includes new semantic tags for structuring content, as well as new features for multimedia content and interactive applications. In addition to HTML, web developers often use other technologies such as CSS and JavaScript to create more dynamic and engaging web pages. CSS, Cascading Style Sheets, is a style sheet language used to describe the presentation and layout of HTML and XML documents, including web pages. CSS allows web developers to control the appearance of a web page by defining styles for elements such as fonts, colors, spacing, and layout. With CSS, web developers can separate the presentation of a web page from its content, allowing for greater flexibility and ease of maintenance. By defining styles in a separate CSS file or within the HTML document section, web developers can apply the same styles across multiple pages, making it easier to maintain a consistent look and feel across a website. CSS also provides advanced layout features such as flexbox and grid, which allow for more complex page layouts and responsive design. With responsive design, web developers can create websites that adapt to different screen sizes and devices, ensuring that the website is accessible and easy to use on desktops, tablets, and mobile phones. Overall, CSS is a critical technology for web developers, enabling them to create visually appealing and well-structured websites. JavaScript is a high-level, dynamic, and interpreted programming language used primarily for web development. It is one of the core technologies of the World Wide Web, along with HTML and CSS. JavaScript allows web developers to add interactive elements to web pages, such as user interfaces, forms, animations, and multimedia. It can also be used to create more complex web applications, such as single-page applications and web-based games. JavaScript is a client-side scripting language, which means that it runs on the user's web browser rather than on a web server. This enables web developers to create more responsive and dynamic web pages that can update and interact with the user in real time without requiring a page refresh. JavaScript is also widely used on the server side through technologies such as Node.js, allowing web developers to build full-stack web applications using a single programming language. Overall, JavaScript is a versatile and powerful language that plays a critical role in modern web development. Backend development is the part of web development that focuses on building the server-side functionality of a website or web application. Backend developers work with technologies such as programming languages like Java, Python, and Ruby, and frameworks like Node.js, Django, and Ruby on Rails. The backend of a website or web application is responsible for managing data storage, processing requests from users, and executing complex business logic. Backend developers create and maintain the application server-side infrastructure, including web servers, databases, and APIs. Some of the key responsibilities of a backend developer include developing server-side code in a programming language such as Java or Python, creating and managing databases and data storage solutions, implementing APIs to connect the front-end and back-end of a web application, ensuring the security and scalability of a web application's back-end infrastructure, collaborating with front-end developers to ensure a seamless user experience across a web application. Backend development is an essential part of web development as it plays a critical role in creating robust, secure, and scalable web applications. Subscribe to our channel.